Celine, why go on?
We can't say we're a friend now. Celine. We have to take on the road.
Yeah, man, we have to take on the same way. All right, Lord, thank you so much for this day.
Me, I do the work. Yeah. And the people, them accept it.
Clarendon, Mandeville. But now we get to go into the inner city of Kingston.
I can't wait to learn more as we go across Jamaica into different churches to understand what they do.
Get Sagicor School Companion Health Plan for as little as $2,540 per month. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock.
Coming up in CVM News at 7, PNP stages 86th annual conference. Mark Golding touts debt forgiveness in conference speech, and Vibes Cartel makes surprise appearance. We also have our Sunday premiere of Inspire Jamaica, while in sports, the results from the opening day of the Jamaica Premier League. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7, the weekend edition. It's Sunday, September 15, 2024. I'm TK Dawkins. Supporters of the People's National Party gathered in full force at the National Arena today, showing a renewed sense of energy and determination. As the PNP's annual conference unfolds, there are hopes for a shift in the political landscape, with notable appearances fueling the excitement. Ramon Gordon was on location.
The atmosphere here at the National Arena is crackling with anticipation. It's a palpable energy matched by the party's message. People, time come!
PNP supporters flooded the venue early, charged with enthusiasm for their party. Few, however, could have anticipated appearances by the often controversial Maroon Chief Richard Curry or infamous dancehall icon Adidja Vibes Cartel Palmer. Groups of comrades huddled together in clusters at the National Arena, looking ahead, while also sharing stories of hard-fought battles and past victories.
I grew up in a PJ time, and I see how he has changed Jamaica in the infrastructure and in terms and the technology. PJ Patterson is my leader, Mr. Infrastructure.
She is the only woman in Jamaica who create history, not being the first prime minister, that is one, but she come from a councillor to the ICE office in Jamaica.
I remember my grandmother never have a house, and she gave her one.
That was
Portia Simpson.
There's no sign of resignation among these attendees, only a cautious optimism that their efforts over the years will finally bear fruit.
The people then come out and we put in the work on the ground, we know so we can overcome it. Now care what the Labour say, we can overcome it.
Vote if you don't want Andrew to build big house. Vote if you want Juliet to have fairness. Vote if you want Andrew's going yard.
I want the boy Andrew call it no, don't wait. No, what you say? Landslide.
It's evident that even amid the sea of enthusiasm, there's a simmering discontent directed at the current government. Alongside the excitement, many comrades voiced frustration with the ruling Jamaica Labour Party.
Tell Andrew say time coming to back up. Jamaica Swagwan. And we know nothing more to say.
Send a message to the Jamaican people.
Time has come, Jamaica. We need a change.
Even amid the celebratory mood, there's an undercurrent of urgency. This conference, a young voter says, is a turning point, not just for her party, but for the country.
When you do not vote and you keep complaining about the negative thing that is happening in the country, it does not make any sense because you did not contribute your vote.
As the crowd surged towards the doors of the arena, it's clear that it wasn't just another political gathering. For many, it's a call to action, and above all, a belief, indeed the people's time has finally come. Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
PNP Senator Peter Bunting says that Jamaicans are not feeling the impacts of the macroeconomic gains being claimed by the Jamaica Labour Party. We apologize for the absence of audio on that clip. We will get it again. Opposition spokesperson of tourism, Senator Janice Allen, is calling for more variety to be added to Jamaica's tourism product.
And this is especially so since the advisories out of the United States, and also burial has affected us. But the reality is that tourism is in a position, or should be in a position, to do much more than it is, because it is my view that tourism must trickle down further and we must retain more of the dollar. Right now we are retaining less than 40 cents on every dollar that is earned by tourism. And the PNP government that Mark Golding will lead, and I will play a part in, will ensure that we work towards no less than 60 cents. We have to ensure that we continue to have investments, but investments cannot just be in large properties, although those are good. We have to have a variety of investments.
The opposition spokesman on Commerce, Technology and Information says a PNP government will establish a technology and innovation fund. He is advocating for greater emphasis to be placed on technology in Jamaica's macroeconomic framework.
Well, Jamaica's finances has been governed by what we call fiscal rules, which means that irrespective government is in power, we have to follow how we spend the money. We can't overspend. We have an outgoing finance minister. We have an incoming party, the People's National Party, who understands macroeconomics more than any time through Jamaica's history. What we've been having is that we've been maintaining our position with the fiscal rules. We've been paying down our debt well, but now is the time for us to really see how we invest the extra resources that have been created through this fiscal space. It's been a while since Jamaica has had this fiscal space, because if you can remember, in 2013, our debt was 146% of GDP. And Professor Simpson Miller and Dr. Peter Phillips with the IMF laid the foundation for the success that the Jamaican economy is seeing now. And this means that we have to be cautious of how we approach macroeconomic management, because we cannot afford to squander the few resources that we now have. And as you saw on the video, on my video on the screen a while ago, we want a technology and innovation fund that is going to fuel technological development and innovative advancement of the country.
The Kingston Public Hospital, the KPH, has advised that on Wednesday, September 11, it admitted 3 individuals to the Accident and Emergency Department with burn injuries resulting from an incident in New Kingston. The medical team assessed each patient according to the severity of their injuries and determined that some patients could be treated and discharged, while others required more inpatient management care. One patient was transferred to the Tony Thwaites wing for continued care following consultations with the plastic surgery team at the University Hospital of the West Indies, the UHWI. The remaining patient opted to continue treatment at KPH and is currently in stable condition. A team of consultant plastic surgeons has confirmed that the 2 patients receiving care at KPH and UHWI are expected to recover fully. However, rehabilitative care will be necessary following their discharge. Both facilities are providing comprehensive treatment, including wound care, plastic surgery, and rehabilitation services. It is to be noted that Kingston Public Hospital is equipped to manage a wide range of burn injuries, from first and second degree burns to some more severe cases requiring advanced interventions. In cases where specialized care beyond KPH's facilities is needed, they may be referred to other institutions. The Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, is reporting significant progress in its efforts to apprehend wanted individuals. Within a 24-hour period, 3 persons who were listed on the JCF's online Wanted Wednesdays campaign have been accounted for. 2 of them were captured and the other was fatally shot during a confrontation with the police. Romario Grant, otherwise called Kaka, who was named as wanted in January and was featured on Wanted Wednesdays in June for murder in the St. Andrews South, was captured by the Kingston Eastern Police. 25-year-old Michael Williams, otherwise called Dry Goods, was subsequently arrested in the Bogue area in St. James on Saturday, September 14, and a warrant was executed on him. He was later charged. Meanwhile, 43-year-old Andrew Powell, otherwise called Killer and Bounty, another wanted person, was fatally shot during a confrontation with police on King Street, Spanish Town, St. Catherine at about 4:55 p.m. on Saturday. And back to conference coverage, Party leader Mark Golding is promising Jamaicans at home and abroad leadership with integrity, inclusivity and growth. Among the highlights of his 22-page speech, a development plan in honor of former party president Portia Simpson Miller, a promise of overhaul of the laws governing housing and student loan forgiveness for teachers as an incentive for staying in the local classroom. Members of his executive deemed the support for the leader and his messaging remarkable. Nika Lewis reports.
A charged Mark Golding challenged the Prime Minister to fly the gates and call the next general election, touting the PNP's readiness. He notes that after 8 years, the people have had enough, adding Jamaicans have lost confidence in the future of the country, feeling deprived, insecure, hopeless. But he adds help is on the way.
The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew, call it, and Iman will sound the trumpet.
Golding also paid homage to past party presidents, including P.J. Patterson, Dr. Peter Phillips, and Portia Simpson Miller. Agents, he says, of the educational and infrastructural change many supporters echo. He then announced an initiative in honor of former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller, who, despite her absence, was far from forgotten.
Our beloved Sister P will smile as the next PNP government improves sidewalks for persons with disabilities, provides housing assistance to needy citizens, and beautifies communities where our people live. The Portia initiative is a must, and time come for that.
Touching nearly every topic, he maintains there is need for changes to how inmates are reformed and how crime is handled, promising an overhaul of the prison system.
And we will not ignore the reality that our prison system needs an overhaul so it rehabilitates inmates rather than producing more hardened criminals.
Another priority area, if he forms the next government, is education and then health. He notes under his leadership there will be student loan debt forgiveness for teachers.
Student loan forgiveness program will be provided to our teachers based on their years of service in the system. And what we have in mind is that 1 year of payments on their student loan will be forgiven for every year that they remain employed in the public education system.
Nika Lewis, CVM News.
We go back now
charged
to the
Mark
story
Golding
on
challenge.
PNP Senator Peter Bunting, who says that Jamaicans are not feeling the impacts of the macroeconomic gains being claimed by the Jamaica Labour Party.
After all, going on 9 years of a JLP administration, that they're not feeling a difference in their lives. They may be showing that debt to GDP is coming down, but that doesn't help the average consumer at the supermarket or the market. We're stuck in this low skill, low wage, low compensation structure that really dates back to the plantation. And until we break out of that model and go to a model that's going to move workers up the value chain, that they can see real progress in their lives, then, all of the macroeconomic management is for naught.
In other news, just 2 weeks ago, vendors at the Shoes Arcade in Montego Bay suffered a major loss as their shops were engulfed in flames. Less than a month after, and they are suffering once again. There was yet another fire at the arcade on Saturday. As Trisha Kelly explains, the vendors are tired of suffering the same fate.
Frustrated is the best way to describe how vendors at the Shoes Arcade in Montego Bay, St. James are feeling. Saturday morning, they received news that their shops were on fire again, even while some vendors are still recovering from a fire at the arcade just 2 weeks ago. One vendor was on her way to work when she saw smoke coming from her shop.
When I drive in, when the girl says, see the smoke, so she run go call the fire truck, and me throw the key, get the next one to open it, but she couldn't open it. Me stay here and send me daughter at university. She's a dentist today. You see what I say?
So there's a worry that something is happening.
So me know me I gain out here, so.
It's a huge loss for her. As she explained, some $6 million has gone up in flames. The vendors are tired. It hasn't even been a year since the major fire last October that damaged more than half of the shops. Monica Bennett says she's unsure of what's really happening at the arcade.
Today, Saturday, last year, and at the birthday yet. October come, at the birthday last year. We tired of this man. Oh God, how much more this we can bear, Father God. Me feel to say the place, why are them? I don't know. I mean, if people are doing it to spite.
One shop was entirely destroyed by fire. Another 2 were damaged in the firefighters' efforts to cool the blaze. The firefighters' preliminary investigations suggest that the fire was sparked by electrical issues. Bennett says it's time for the government to step in.
Last year, October, when it burned down, in come here and in talk say, we soon get through. And all know we don't know what go on. Because them as shocks can't stand up again. No way. Right? No man, we tired of it, man. We need some place because up to now, man to go be and again no arcade to themselves, you know. A people build this and a people build over people's arcade. You understand? So we want justice now, man. We want place now to work.
The arcade has witnessed 3 fires in less than a year. Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
The National Road Safety Council, the NRSC, continues to urge citizens to obey the road code as they commute on a daily basis. Following a crash in Halfway Tree on Saturday, Vice Chairman Dr. Lucien Jones says the number of crashes in recent days is overwhelming.
3 people perished in a motor vehicle crash in the heart of Kingston. We are not learning anything from what is happening in previous days. There has been a surge in the number of people who are dying. Already for September, 14 people have died. 14 in 14 days. A total of 261 people have died for this year. This is just absolutely crazy. The police are working hard already, but they need to have additional equipment to work with, more breathalyzers, more accurate breathalyzers. They need to be able to test drivers in situations like this, whether or not the driver was driving under the influence of alcohol or, for that matter, marijuana. We need to be able to warn and even frighten people to realize that if you drive over the speed limit, I will catch you. That's one of the ways to get people to change their behavior.
Stay with us, much more to come after the break.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them. This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Protect yourself from the bite of this mosquito.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
In need of a loan? AIM Financial is the place to go. We have loans from $20,000 to $3.3 million. Get a loan to pay school or college tuition, medical expenses, bills, fix up your house, buy furniture and appliances, repair or buy a car. And when you're done, take a vacation loan. AIM has a loan for any purpose. Call AIM today. You won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
SuperMed family of pharmacies, your trusted partner in health and wellness for over 30 years, with 8 convenient pharmacies across Eastern Jamaica. SuperMed Mall Pharmacy, SuperMed New Kingston, SuperMed Pepine, SuperMed Port Antonio Pharmacies 1 and 2, Claire's St. Mary, Lloyd's St. Thomas, and a convenient drive-thru at our Hughenden location where you can get your medication without leaving your car. We're dedicated to providing you with the highest level of care. Experience the difference with SuperMed family of pharmacies. Super happy, super healthy.
And you go down and have a good day. Blessing. SuperMed.
Welcome back. It's now time for regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. As St. Lucia approaches the October 1 implementation of the new minimum wage, concerns have arisen regarding potential layoffs by employers. Labour Minister Dr. Virginia Albert-Poyet recently addressed those rumours, providing insights into the current situation. The details from HTS News Force.
Labour Minister Dr. Virginia Albert-Poyet has stated that she is unaware of any employers laying off staff in anticipation of the new minimum wage set to take effect on October 1st. Addressing concerns raised ahead of the wage increase, she emphasized that no reports of layoffs have reached her ministry, despite speculation circulating within certain sectors. The minister remains focused on ensuring a smooth transition to the revised wage standard, reiterating the government's commitment to safeguarding workers' rights and promoting fair labor practices.
The implementation of minimum wages from October 1st, they have not started.
In Guyana, for months, residents in Georgetown have been grappling with severe garbage management issues. Problems such as garbage accumulation on parapets, the proliferation of illegal dump sites, and inconsistent waste collection have left many frustrated. While the mayor and city council are tasked with addressing these challenges, it is increasingly clear that substantial government intervention is necessary. Newsroom Guyana tells us more.
Each week, they place their waste barrels on the streets for collection, only to find that their trash is not picked up for days or even weeks. Meanwhile, parapets throughout the city are cluttered with refuse, and illegal dumping sites continue to proliferate, exacerbating the problem. Despite the mayor and city council's frequent complaints about being underfunded, the situation has become highly politicized, leaving residents to bear the brunt of the crisis. Stephen Jacobs, a PPPC councillor for Constituency 2, which includes the Sobrianville Kitty areas, has criticized the City Council's handling of the garbage situation, attributing the problems to the Council's long-standing leadership by the PNC-led APNU over the past 50 years. To help the situation, Jacobs noted that at the most recent statutory meeting, approval was given for the purchase of a new garbage truck, a dump truck, and several skip bins. These will be funded through government subvention and are expected to be operational by the end of the year.
And in international news, former President Donald Trump says he is safe and well following gunshots at his golf course in Florida on Sunday. The FBI says it is investigating what appears to be an attempted assassination of former President Trump. A man with an AK-47 style weapon was seen near Mar-a-Lago, where Trump was apparently located at the time. Secret Service agents reportedly fired shots at the suspect, who attempted to flee. A person is reportedly in custody. We turn to the BBC.
All right, 1:30 this afternoon, call came out, shots fired. That was called in by the Secret Service. Because we're in constant contact with them all the time, we were notified of that, and we had units here that immediately sealed off the area. Fortunately, we were able to locate a witness that came to us and said, hey, I saw the guy running out of the bushes. He jumped into a black Nissan, and I took a picture of the vehicle and the tag, which was great. So we had that information. Our real-time crime center put it out to the license plate readers. and we were able to get a hit on that vehicle on I-95 as it was headed into Martin County. We got a hold of Martin County Sheriff's Office, alerted them, and they spotted the vehicle and pulled it over and detained the guy. After that, we took the witness that witnessed the incident, flew him up there, and he identified as the person that he saw running out of the bushes and jumped into the car. Now, in the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro.
And that's it for regional and international news.
Did you know the bone that affords mobility is the longest in the body? Well, Inspire Jamaica visited our archives and found information on a little one whose parents had to become knowledgeable about that part of the human anatomy. Carlin Brown caught up with them in a section of the island that's also steeped in history.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place.
Port Royal is one of those famous Jamaican spots where you go to reflect on history. Children even go there on school trips. And you know, families pass through just to lime or eat fish. That's what I'm talking about, families just hanging out. And can I tell you something about that family? The little girl in the pictures behind us there you just saw, we met her when she was 1 year old. And one of the interesting things about Inspire Jamaica is our commitment to do follow-ups on our families. So we want to check in on this little girl who we met when she was, like I said, only 1 year old.
Now, there are several reasons why Demoya Mendez is being carried like a baby.
So she born with a weird bone deficiency called tibial hemimelia. No, she can't walk, but she's a very, very busy little princess. She run behind her sisters and brothers, and she's full of life. She inspires me every day.
Did they explain what resulted in this rare condition?
All right, so she was a twin, so I think they were saying that lack of space can cause it.
We flipped through the Inspire Jamaica files and found some of the first images of Demoya and how the parents said goodbye to her late twin sister, Devoya.
So she died 10 days in. And then Demoya was very, very sick after she lost her sister. And they even gave her 3 days to live. And, you know, so she fight, and we finally bring her home.
During those first 2 months of her life in hospital, the family became more familiar with the tibia or shin bone, and the defect detected in only about 1 out of every 1 million birds. In some cases, the tibia is shorter than usual, or as it is with Demoya, the tibia is totally missing. And there's more.
She have condition called radial club hands, where the hand is bent at the wrist, and it kind of affect her fingers. Where you can see if our thumb, it's a little smaller than the rest.
And it's for both hands?
Both hands, but the left hand is more severe.
Is that something they intend to deal with also when we're saying when she gets to go away?
Yes, definitely. It's part of the treatment.
She's 3, but not yet in school because there are so many things that has to be done. Yes. I know one of the things we spoke about was her trying to go overseas. Any luck with that?
Yes, so we reach out to the Shriners Hospital, and we've been dialoguing with them ever since. Her case is at the second phase, where we have to submit some documents to the board for them to make a final decision.
Shriners Hospital's decision, he explains, also rests heavily on a few non-medical factors.
There's 2 types of funding. One where the parents can seek funding that's outside of the medical treatment and stuff. because the surgery is covered by the Shriners Hospital, but like rent, transportation, visa application, and any other treatment outside of Shriners Hospital, then we would have to look extra funding for that. We definitely need any amount of help we can get. So they were saying to us that if there is function below the knee, then she stand a better chance. But if there's none, then it would be amputation.
Right. So what have you been able to prove to them that there is movement, or is there movement?
Yes, definitely. Because Damaya, can you move your toe? This one. Yeah. Can you just move your toe? Yes.
And so say all of us. Please join me next time to find out more. I'm Curlin Brown. Let's continue to inspire Jamaica.
Touch somebody's hand.
Join us for sports after this break.
Crunch your craving with the new KFC Crunchy Box for only $850. KFC, it's finger licking good. The time by KFC is...
Me, I go show them my way of justice.
I'm abused.
I need legal advice. I don't deserve this.
The truth of the matter is, justice there for all of it. The Ministry of Justice has trained more than 5,600 persons in restorative justice practices. More than 200,000 victims have been supported by the victim services. Legal aid has reached thousands island-wide. Make we talk it out, not fight it out. Call 888 Justice today.
This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Search for its breeding sites and destroy them. This is the Aedes aegypti mosquito that spreads the Zika, chikungunya, and dengue viruses. Protect yourself from the bite of this mosquito.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
You know my heart goes crazy when you take the lips touch mine. This is for our love. Will leave the world behind. Can you feel this
It's a schoolboy football, September 7 to December 14 on CVM TV.
Tell me an animal with spots.
A bear.
Let me tell you right now, if bear's up there, I'm taking off all my clothes right here.
Good evening and welcome to Sports. I'm Ronaldo Adams. Mount Pleasant Academy and Montego Bay United registered victories on the opening day of the Jamaica Premier League on Sunday. Seeking championship number 2 in 3 seasons, Mount Pleasant, with Theodore Whitmore back as head coach after being fired months before the season got underway, defeated Portmore United 2-0 with first half goals from Soleil McCullough in the 27th minute and Shaquille Bradford in the first half stoppage time. Montego Bay United gave their new coach, Rodolfo Zapata, an Argentine, his first win in charge, scorching Ver Phoenix United 4-1. Jordan Brito opened the scoring in the 7th minute, before Ver's Damian Thomas equalized in the 11th minute. Brian Brown put Mobay up 2-1 in the 72nd, and Owain Gordon made it 3, converting from the penalty spot 6 minutes later. Shaniel Thomas also had a penalty to make it 4-1 in the 87th minute. And due to the death of Tivoli's Delano Daly, the game with Malines United was postponed. Also rescheduled is the Humber Lions Cavalier encounter. At sports time, at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, it is still goalless between Arnett Gardens and Dunbeholden. And in the English Premier League, Arsenal dug deep to clinch a gritty 1-0 victory in the North London derby, despite missing star midfielders Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice. Gabriel's 64th minute header proved the difference as the Gunners